And there we go. Good morning, gentlemen. And if there is a lady, to you too, welcome. And I hope you enjoy this stream. This is me continuing from the group flight last night. I was unable to complete the flight last night, so I think it's just logical to come and do it this morning. We are live on VATSIM, so anybody wanting to join us, you're welcome to fall in line. You're welcome to join us on Discord, and we'll make some nice flying today. So the plan is to do both legs. If God is willing and we have the strength, we're going to do both legs. So we're going to end up in Palma de Mallorca. And that's about the synopsis of the whole story. John, we've got Captain John on board here with us in Discord. Morning, John.
Good morning to you, Nico.
Good morning. Right, so without further ado, let's get cracking. I've did some tweaking and stuff. I removed Xvision completely from my system just to give the FS Enhancer actually designed as it should be used chance to actually work. So if you're watching Enrico, this is just FS Enhancer. There's no other enhancement added or running in the background. Xvision has been removed completely, as any other Lua script that might be interfering. So this is pure FS Enhancer running with Active Sky, and I must say, it actually looks pretty nice. Really, really good. Right, so without further ado, let's start all the setting up and prepping and stuff. I've already done a couple of things just to get going, so I'm not too phased about some of the stuff. This is my first flight for the day, so I'm just going to run through the steps of first flight tests.
Adjust vertical speed. Adjust. Climb. Climb now. Climb. Climb now. Climb. Crossing. Climb. Climb.
I'm going to reset my timer because I restarted my client for the VA. So we're about 4 minutes behind now, actually. It seems 3 minutes. 3 minutes, which is fine. That'll give us a good margin.
Descend now. Increase climb. Increase climb. Increase descent. Increase descent. Maintain vertical speed. Maintain. Maintain vertical speed. Crossing. Maintain. Monitor vertical speed. TCAS test. Pass.
One of the things that I'm going to do, John, is I'm just double checking procedures in my checklist. I want to just upgrade one or two of them that Jorge has brought under my attention again. So I might actually release a new checklist after this flight if everything goes well.
Okay, and if Enrico is watching, I'm sure he's aware the only other issue with regards to these FS enhancer is the ground lighting needs picking up a little.
Yeah, it's very dark. I've explained it to him. I'm pretty sure he understands it. So yeah, as you can see there, it's like almost 10 in the morning and it's like strong dusk. You know, it's just a little bit too dark, but that's all work in progress. Yeah, so. Good morning, Paul. Welcome to the stream, buddy.
Morning, Paul.
All right, now warning over there. Hey, Mr. Campbell, good morning. I better write that down. Paul, yes and no. I'm getting through the woods, my friend. Hopefully, every minute that I'm awake, I'm going to feel better and better. But at least it's not like I'm bedridden, So the head's spinning, not happy, sinuses, all the rest. It's all a mesh, But we'll survive. We'll survive. At least I slept more than just 3 hours last night. Yeah, yesterday was a crap day. It wasn't a good one. Thanks for that cover, John. Maybe I must actually just delete that stream. I'm gonna feel better about that, then people don't think I'm an idiot. We'll decide later, because yesterday was not a good day. Right, so the runway we're going to take will be 33, and we're going to take that's it over here, and we're going to go to our arrival, and we're going to look for Odin 1 Echo. And we will do a runway 10 RNAV as far as I know. Yep, there we go, RNAV on. And what is our transition going to be? Let's grab our charts, have a look, see quickly. Navigraph. That's a good one. What will it be? Dixum. There we go. That seems to be the one. Just going to throw that on screen here for you guys quickly. Hey George, good morning. Yeah, same with me, buddy. So in the same boat. I'm going to enjoy flying this leg and the next one if I can manage that. Right, so let me just quickly sort out the display here. So anyway, in order for me to find out what my transition point was, that's Tixum. I love this new feature in Navigraph where you can you click on your segment of your route and then you just show the waypoint labels. And that was, that's the easiest way of finding out what the transition would be. So obviously that has given us the Tixum there on the system. Alright, let's just kill this display capture again before we get the screen tearing. I hate that, it's not nice. Right, so let's check our handiwork. Right, now I read up on the charts. When we fly online and when we do just general flight simming, we don't really care about the noise abatement procedures unless we're really, trying to be next level. But this morning I took some time. This is a noise abatement enforced, or whatever you want to call it, standard instrument departure. So there are certain levels that we need to be at certain times, and there's our first restriction. We need to be above 500 feet above the ground very soon. So there's a 7-degree steep climb minimum. We're probably doing about 15 normally anyway, so that should be fair enough. And then we're just gonna ride it out that way. Right, let's step through. Right, and there the interesting section comes up. Right, so we're basically going to overfly the airport, and then we've got a couple of restrictions that we need to look at. We need to be below 250 knots and above 13,000 feet. And sorry about my son screaming in the background. They're almost out of here. They're going to go have some fun with family members later and go to one of the local bird farms or something. I can't even remember, but anyway, then it will be a little bit more quiet. Hey, good morning, Paul.
Good morning, Nico. Good to speak to you.
Oh, same to you. I'm just stepping through my flight plan here. It looks very interesting. I love this approach because there's a hell of a lot of restrictions in here. It's an RNAV approach with an RNAV arrival as well, so it's going to be fun. Right, and the only thing that I want to ask myself is to actually just concentrate when we get to that point over there. Our MCP needs to be set up correctly. My last Twitch stream, I was sitting there thinking, and I mean, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning my time, so I was dead tired. I forgot to set my MCP correctly, so it never took the VNAV path down to actually do, you know, the landing properly as if we were doing an ILS following. So we're going to have a look out for that.
Your OFP is covering part of the screen, just for reference.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, George. Thank you. Sorry, guys. Right, so let's quickly go back a little bit, show you guys what I'm talking about. Right, so there's our airport. We're going to overfly it, and then we're going to make a right-hand turn to come back, and then get onto our actual RNAV approach. And when we get to that spot, our MCP must be set correctly, because this is a typical new generation LNAV, VNAV. I'm lying. I'm actually lying. I'm looking at the chart. I thought it was LNAV, VNAV. Unless there's a different one. Nope. This is going to take us to 3,500. It's going to take LNAV down to 2,000, and then from 2,000 we're on our own. We're going to have to land it. There is no VNAV. I'm sorry, guys. I was obviously reading half the chart, so yeah, whatever. Once we get there, we're going to have to, probably just take control and then land this aircraft. So it's going to be fun. I think it's good practice. All right. Next down to 2,000. Very interesting.
On the group flights last night, Cody or Alex or somebody was saying that particularly Italian approaches are really quite complicated.
Yes. Yeah. It's about the mountains. I mean, you've got the Alps right there by you. If you read on my screen now, you'll see there it's got below and above restrictions on many of these waypoints, and if you don't follow that, you're dead. So it is very complicated. It is quite fun actually. Right. So let's see. One 2.80. I'm just checking something in the background, guys. Just bear with me. Hey, Josh. Josh, just let me know when you're ready. When you come back to Discord, we'll help you out, buddy. Not a problem. And I hope you enjoy whatever it is you're doing in SFO. Right, so I've been reading up a little bit, and I actually thought I understood it, but I clearly don't. I'm looking to find the current METAR from Swift. If anybody knows how to get it from Swift for the current airport or the destination airport or anyone else, I would appreciate that, because from what I read in the manual, I don't see what they're showing in the manual and what's actually in Shift. So I'm not sure if there's a problem. So if anybody can help me with that, I would appreciate it. While we are unfamiliar with Swift, let's have a look-see. Josh, the big difference is just that typically it seems that the guys like to get together on a Saturday. So in terms of US times, you're talking about 8 a.m. Pacific, which is 1700 Zulu, which is 7 p.m. for us guys here in Africa. And all you do is you rock up and you come fly. Whether you're online on WhatsApp is irrelevant, as long as you come and have fun with us on Discord, because this is where we get to know each other. This is where we start, becoming a family. So you're more than welcome to just pop in and come say hi, see who's here, who's not here, and see what we do about it. Let's see what this one tells us. Okay, I'm gonna just read it off Active Sky. That one's taking too long. So I'm gonna just import my route. We're going to be flying 370 today. We've got a bit of a step climb. If ATC doesn't interfere, we need to go to 230 at some stage and then start climbing 37. We'll have a look, see. Right, so 1017, and there we have nice rain. Ooh, that looks marvelous. You're welcome, Josh, anytime, and the same goes for anybody else who wants to join us. We obviously want to enjoy the Zibo as much as we can, and this is the nicest way, I think, of doing it, just enjoying it, flying together. Obviously, if you need training, we're going to have to set up training. There's a couple of things I'm planning behind the scenes with both VATSIM and IVEO, where we're talking to the guys about training, and using their networks, but one day at a time. Alright, let's get our little thingy back on screen. Hope I remember to remove it when we're done. $7.0 fuel weight. Let's just check that. Takeoff weight 68.8 plus taxi fuel of 100 gives 68.9. Perfect. Hey Joe, I'm not sure if you're going to see the stream if you are here, but it was cool what you said yesterday. I didn't realize exactly where you were aiming to and from. But one of the guys, Joe, he showed me yesterday how accurate the fuel burn is of this PFPX profile that I'm using. I was quite impressed. Thank you so much. Right, 3.9 on the fuel there. And we said 370 on the cruise. And I just want to check this actual 305, 306, 35. That's our average. 313. That's correct. 31. And we have 3 degrees on the ISA. Right. Take off 2. We can do a lazy climb, no worries. And 31. It's fine. And flaps 5. And let's have a look see. 330 at 6. Hey Ryan. I'm ringing, hold on.
Mic off. Mic on.
Alright, I'm back. So the family's just arrived. I'm gonna quickly just do this part of the setup, then gonna say hello, and then I'll be back. It'll take me a minute. Let's just quickly do what we need to do. So runway 33, and where is that thing now? Guys, if you're looking for this calculator that I'm about to show you, it's in my private hangar, so just follow the link below the video in the description there. I'm just gonna pull it up here quickly. That's ISA. Right, so at the beginning of the runway, we've got an elevation of 38 feet. On the other side, we have 53 feet. And then the runway length in feet is 12,028. Right, so it means up 0.1. And the runway heading is 331. Remember, when you put anything behind a slash, you need to put the slash. That's 331. Right, so we've also got a wet runway, which is important for all the accelerations and everything. And this is the difference between using N1 and Toga, because Toga is going to take all of these things into account, and then it's going to do what it needs to do to get us in the air. Whereas if you simply press N1, there's no calculations, there's no mode the system goes into. And then you're losing a lot of the value that you should have had. So Josh, give me a second. Hands are a bit full. I'm going to get you on board just now. Okay, you are on board. In this new group, I've set up a whole encyclopedia for Zibo. So look at the top right-hand side. There is a topic section. If you go into topic, you will find all the nice-to-haves, all the information regarding Zibo you can ever dream of, including the Discord details. So you can just follow all that. Right. Okay, guys, give me 1 minute. I just need to say hello to the family, and then I'll be back and we will continue.
Mic off. Mic on.
Hello, guys, I'm back.
Captain has time to fasten seatbelt sign. We do ask that all passengers take your seat at this time and please fasten your seatbelt. Just as a reminder, we cannot leave the gate until all carrying items are properly put away, all overhead bins are closed, and all passengers are seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, welcome aboard our flight today. We're wrapping up the final paperwork here to get you on your way momentarily. I want to thank you so much for your company and business. We invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Again, welcome aboard.
Guys, I'm just keeping my mic off because with everybody in the house now, it's kind of making a racket. So I am here, as you can see, and I'm just continuing, and I'll just wait for some quiet, and then we'll just leave it on again. If there is in actual fact, let's try leave it on because it seems quieter now than it was just. So let's have a look, see. Okay, we're at 27 minutes, so we actually need to start getting rid of all the crews and everything and get going. Let's have a look, see. APU. Ground power can go off. We can actually call it a pushback.
On to cockpit. Toes driving up.
Close the doors.
Flight attendants prepare for departure, cross check and all call, thank you.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect. Set. Parking brake.
It is set. Right, as there is no ATC online, I'm just going to climb to 37
Release parking brake.
and we'll release when we're ready. Uncle, just hold your horses. Right, that takes care of all of that. There is the ATC eventually. 1017, perfect. Right, double check. Let's see, everything is in place. And that is one of the issues. Right, let's see how I put that in the checklist.
What issue is that, Nico?
When you start up, your isolation valve needs to be in auto. And for some reason, on one of my streams, Jorge picked up I didn't do it. I actually started engines without it. And I'm just trying to read up in my checklist if I actually reported it correctly on the checklist. Because somewhere, obviously, I lost the correct startup sequence. You know, it just happened. So I'm just checking it. The thing is, we've got fuel in our center tank, so we can use our center tanks. Alright, isolation valve. There we go. I've actually got it. Yeah, see the sequence is wrong in the checklist. I'm just going to update that because basically what needs to happen is you need to read it from one side. I mean, anybody with some savvy can figure it out, but I'll just work on the sequence there because packs need to be off and isolation needs to be auto. I just want to change the two lines around. You know, a lot of the things that I put in here obviously is based upon real world procedures. That is the basis of everything to make it authentic. But the issue comes in, I also need to have some sanity in the sequence in my mind. And that was obviously lacking there for a moment. So, okay. You see, if it goes to off, there is a chance that you won't have the correct duct pressure. If it goes to auto, then it fixes itself. George, we'll mod the C list when we've got time again. I know a lot of guys have asked for it, but David and I have just been too busy with other stuff where you haven't had time to really look at that. Okay, so according to the checklist, that is then perfect. Alright, so means we can go. There you go.
Starting pushback, and you may start the engines.
Alright, I'm also sending on Unicom. Yeah, George, the whole thing needs to be fixed. There's a whole lot of changes, in all honesty, that needs to come into that checklist. When we made the checklist, we used the Delta operations manual, and the Delta operations manual is found in the Zibo download folder. If you go onto the Google Drive, Zibo put it in there. And as typically and always, people don't read the thing, it's just lying there, and then people have their own opinions, and then fights happen and so on. So at the end of the day, also, we've got to take into account, the difference between reality and expectation and real world and flight sim. And some of these things in the flight simulator, unfortunately, have to be adapted, So this is me fixing the mean in between way. We're just trying to make everybody happy to the best of our abilities. There we go. And the other thing, George Carney, that just pops into mind is that when I flew the PMDG in the week a couple of times now, the funny thing is they're both 737s, but they don't operate exactly the same. Their duct pressure works completely different to the Zibo duct pressure, so that also took my mind for a bit of a loop there, but I'm pretty sure we can figure that one out at some stage as well. Right, so pitos come on, we can now put the packs on again, kill, and this sequence is also very important, so we've fixed that sequence so we don't blow something, and there you go. Let's get some wipers going. Ooh, that was fast. Right. 2-3.
L is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. I'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Thank you, you too, buddy. Right, let's test our control surfaces and clear our screen. Right, lights on. Waiting for the pin. Rather you than me. Right, well, that takes care of everything for us. Let's go to our map. So long. Get that sorted. I need to make my announcement on VATSIM now. Get that piece of chart on the screen so we can see where to go to. Just realized we could have taxied the other way. It's behind us. Okay. That all depends upon the way it's depicted in explained, George. We see it a lot that the weather engines don't seem to give the correct info, or there isn't enough to display, or Zibo doesn't pick it up. So it can go either way. That's not. I mean, if you look right now, there's no wind indication for me right now because I think the wind is like 4 knots. You know, that's considered winds calm. We can literally take off on any runway now. And there we have some traffic. I see one of the things Zibo has been working on has been the altitudes. His concentration in this version is obviously on the FMC. You know, getting the FMC on par. So you'll see continuous changes in the FMC. That's what it looks like for me anyway. Right, so we're going to take this little intersection over here.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
100%. Right, let's do our runway entry procedure now. So we're going to hit our weather, terrain, runway lights, taxi lights, all of those ones are cool. Go to those ones. And transponder needs to go on. Squawk Charlie. Take some screenshots, why not? And then we just have to broadcast our intentions and get going. George, yeah,
Approaching 3-3.
I've got it semi under control. If I do not really concentrate, I still mix it up because it is still new, but I'm getting better. I'm really proud of myself. It is getting better. Start climbing because we need to go high in a very short distance. There we go.
400. $1,000.
Hakan.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. Just wanted to say hi. I've dragged you into our stream chat, so you are live.
Ah, very good. Hello to everyone and good morning.
Good morning,
I
Hakan.
I couldn't fly last leg yesterday, so I completed right now. Go to Mallorca.
Okay. Well, I'm starting my second leg now for the same reason.
Uh-huh. Are you going to stream?
I'm streaming on YouTube, yes. Already busy. You're on the stream.
Okay. Okay, let me check the link.
Cool. So, John, you there?
Yes, sir.
All right. Check these clouds now. No, it's just refreshing. You'll see it again.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
been watching. They're
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah. Much better. Once you get rid of all the interfering Lua scripts and all the other crap that's breaking it, once it is as it works, as it was designed to work, it really works well. Hakan, look into Discord. There is a room called Schematics Info. If you click on there, the link to the YouTube is in that room. Then you just
Okay, I
follow.
found because I remember that I subscribed you before
Okay.
on YouTube.
Yeah,
I saw that you are streaming.
sure. Cool.
Right, grabbing my coffee now.
Okay. Good morning, Kevin. Good to see you again and welcome to the stream. I'm busy finishing my tour from yesterday, and we've got a couple of guys on Discord again here with us. So, yeah, we're doing our bit for the team, I suppose. Kevin, ever so slightly, yes. I think you can hear in the voice I'm doing better, but it's also probably because of the medicine and also having a good or a better night's rest, so far so good. At least it feels like I can concentrate a little bit. Someone mentioned to me they didn't like my stream last night because they could hear I wasn't all together with it. So I'm actually thinking of just deleting that whole file. No, I was just repositioning my throttles there. I don't want it to interfere with the VNAV, so that's why I bucked there. Yeah, John, rub it in. Rub it in. Can't wait for my shirt, man. They're just wasting time getting it here. Africa seems to be a bad place for delivery, so I have to wait.
He's quite the fanboy, isn't he, our John?
Oh, I tell you what, if I could, I would have done the same. I would love to have at least a mug and get a hoodie as well. So then I'll have the shirt, the mug, and the hoodie. But I'm waiting. Yeah, wait. Winter is coming. Winter is coming. You'll enjoy it, John.
You'll probably get the special gold-plated version, Nika.
Nah.
It's on. Mine's on order.
Yeah. I'm glad the guys like it. I see there's been quite a few orders, so it's very good. Kevin, that's not the worst of it, my friend. 90% of everything that gets posted to South Africa gets stolen or broken. So it's one of the other considerations why I didn't buy a mug outright. You know, the day I order a mug, it's going to have to be in good faith that it actually arrives here.
Are you in the mood to listen to some of my foolishness this morning, Nico, or are you still too ill for suffering fools?
No, you're welcome. I mean, we're sitting here waiting for the flight to happen. We've got bad frame rates. We've got all the normal things. You're welcome to lighten up the mood a bit.
Oh, I don't know about lighten. Yeah, I've recently got reinstalled the full version. And the latest update 3.35, isn't it? 5.
Yeah.
And looking on the cockpit tablet, the version number's still 3.34, and I can't for the life of me work out why that is.
No, just
I've redone it 3 times now, and I don't get it.
Paul, you will not be the first person that this has happened to. There are other guys here with us that we've had the pleasure of sorting it out. It sounds like you've got a double install somewhere. You're going to have to really dig deep and go find it, because that's the only reason you've got a double install. Yeah,
okay,
and when you update it, you put it in the wrong place, so, or in the right place, but you start the wrong version of the Zibo. So you really have to go clean out nicely.
Okay, I'll try that, thank you.
While we are talking about it, I'll just zoom into my tablet and show you.
Yeah, I noticed it on yours, and that's why I checked out mine, yes.
Might as well tell the people we level.
Once again from the flight deck, we'll level off now at our cruising altitude. We're going to go ahead and turn off the fasten seatbelt sign.
Mine's reading correct. I haven't updated to the 5 yet. It says it's got 4.
Onboard computer charted on-time arrival. No ATC delays either. We're going to stay quiet up here, have you enjoy the flight and the service. Once again, welcome aboard.
And we've got traffic there. Kevin, no. And the only reason I think we have frame rate issues are related to the Lua scripts. The Lua scripts that are running the FS enhancer, once you go to cruise altitude, it like interferes. I think the radius that it has an effect on the weather or does its job is too wide. It interferes. When I remove the Lua scripts, I obviously don't get the proper display of the clouds, but then I don't have a frame rate issue. Then in one of the betas in X-Plane, one of the betas actually had a problem with the X-Plane engine, and that was also resolved as far as I know, because at one point it really hit me hard, and that's why I also stopped using the betas. So those are the two reasons. Your particle system is the one to blame, because once you are here at this level, the particles that it needs to take into account is excessive, and that also brings down the frame rates, and that was apparently addressed. I don't know, once we go to a release on 35, I'll have a look see, but for now it is what it is. Currently we're doing about 20 frames. There you go, there's your FPS counter on the tablet. So it's okay, but it's not great. I don't like such low frame rates. It's actually horrible for me, but it is what it is. There's no ways we'll even see that traffic. That's too far away.
Lima, India, Mike Echo, airport information, Papa 0850 Zulu, weather, wind 197 at 3, visibility 10,000, sky condition, few clouds at 9,900, temperature 24, dew point 12, QNH 1012, advice on initial contact, you have information, Papa. Lima, India, Mike Echo, airport.
Well, at least Active Sky is talking to us today. A couple of flights now just simply refused, just didn't want to talk. So it's working. Good morning, Liam. Good morning, Soupy. Thank you for following us. Yeah, my laryngitis also knocked on the door, but it never went through completely. Liam, I'm okay. I'm feeling a bit better. I think the sleep and the medication helped a bit, so I'm okay. I'm okay for now. And I'm finishing the tour, obviously, from yesterday, so I'm happy. James, I can probably tell you a little bit about TCAS. It's actually interesting, we do have some traffic there. Basically what this is telling us is that we have traffic at 1,000 foot below our relative altitude, so we are safe within RVSM limits, and it's just off to our side. Not much more I can tell you unless you ask me questions, but basically what's going to happen is if it interferes, it's going to give us probably a red band and a green band. The green band will tell you with the audible prompts to either climb or descent, and you need to stay in your green bands to actually, miss the target, so to speak. And if you stay in the red band, you run a risk of getting into trouble. So we can see that traffic is currently moving across our nose there, but it's a bit far off, so there's no issue. I mean, it's going to miss us completely. Right, so in other words, to also get that, you need to have traffic at the top here enabled. Come on. So if you switch traffic on and off on that button, you will either see them or don't see them. And when you fly, you also will see that if your transponder is set to TARA, that's traffic advisory and resolution advisory, or as we say, Squawk Charlie. Once that is on, you will get all the advisories and you will get the right displays and all. When it goes, when you actually land or you're traveling on the ground taxiing, it goes into TA mode, which is just traffic advisory. It will not tell you to pull up because there's nothing to pull up to. So yeah, exactly, Liam. That's a good one. Once that blip is at 00 and it's right in front of you, that's when you seriously need to worry, because that means it's at the same altitude that you are, and you're gonna probably hit it. So that's very true. There's another bit of traffic there. There's another guy there. So we just keep our eyes on them. Zibo has actually optimized this code quite a bit, because previously, in a couple of versions ago, we used to get a lot of ghosting images. At this point in time, I'm actually checking VATSIM, and this is true, what we're seeing here. It's all, can actually, I won't, but I can actually tell you some of the names here. The one guy is Marcus, the guy that flew just across from us, that was Marcus. And the other guy, I'm looking for his name. It hasn't updated properly yet on VATSIM, but yeah, You know, so that's the gist of it. Oh yeah, Liam, you've got to just limit it a little bit. Hang on, I'm mixing sims now. I don't know if you can actually limit it in this one. Don't think you can. But in your client you can. If you go to your VATSIM client, you can actually limit it. So. Right, guys, I've just been given a brunch here, so I'm going to quickly mute my mic and just enjoy the food. I am here, so please keep on typing and enjoying the show. So give me 5 minutes, I'll be back. Unless you really need me, then you just call me.
No one wants to listen to you, Munchie.
Mic off. Mic on.
I know that, so bear with me, I'll be back. Keep the fort, you know. Talk to the guys, make them happy when you need to.
One tries.
Okay.
Mic off.
No problem, George. Appreciate it.
Mic on.
George, if you're still there, give my regards to Dean. Tell him he's welcome to pop on the stream sometime as well again. Bye bye.
Mic off.
Anyone that's interested in FSAE 6.2, just be aware it's still in the build. There's still some issues there, but I think the clouds are certainly a hell of a lot to be thankful for.
Hello, John.
How you doing?
Pulling my hair out, actually, but now I'm speaking to a computer expert. I think all my troubles will be over.
I love it.
Thought you'd like that one. Yeah, I was just speaking a few minutes ago about how the update I've just installed isn't showing as a version on the tablet. And Nico said, oh, I must have some kind of duplicate version of X-Plane somewhere or some such. I had a backup copy on an external hard drive that I deleted months ago because it was interfering with things. And so I'm still stuck. I don't know where there might be some kind of ghost version or a ghost root somewhere where it's trying to put something. But I'm sure you can help me. What do you know?
That sounds extremely positive and scary. All you can do really is do a search and see how many copies you've got on the system.
As far as I'm aware, there's just the one. That's why all my hair's gone.
Let's hope it all grows back. In all honesty, Nico is the bee's knees for it. I think he's already advised the best
bother him
advice.
all the time, though, don't they?
No. He won't mind. Not seriously, he won't. If he can help, he's there.
Mic on.
Paul, do what Liam tells you to do, because that's going to show you where the folder is. And then also, when you set up your flight, I'm going to quickly show you on screen. When you go to flight and flight configuration, when you put your mouse on the Zibo there, it gives you the path. It tells you where the actual Zibo is installed to. And you need to go and check in your file explorer that, you know, which one is which and where it's located, so that you make sure you really only have one Zibo and that you then update the correct version.
Mic off.
Okay, just watched you wiggling your mouse. Yeah, okay, I'll try that.
Mic on.
Right, I need coffee. I'll be back.
Mic off.
How dare you?
Mic on.
What do you mean, how dare I? It's such is life. I
How
need
dare
coffee.
you? How dare you?
I need to get it going. Then maybe I can switch the webcam on for 2 minutes when I've woken up completely. I'll be back. Bye.
Oh no, please don't do that. Please. No webcam.
Mic off.
George, he hasn't got one. He's still waiting. Don't ask.
Mic on.
I'm back.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So we notice
So what's the story about the mug now?
everybody wants to see the Zibo mug that you had to hand paint.
Oh yeah, I never hand painted them. That was Jorge who made them. Jorge is the designer. So there you go, zibogear.com. Have a look. And buy, guys, buy a lot. So how are you doing with your flight, Hakan?
Say again, please.
How are you doing with your flight? I see you must be close to top of descent already, according to Watson.
You are exactly right. In a minute, I am going to start descending for my.
Fantastic. I see you here on Watson.
Yeah.
Let's see my top of
I
descent.
I started flying on Watson by you.
Okay. Right, so I've got 96 nautical miles. We might as well start preparing a little bit, yeah? And let's go for a flaps 30 landing. What is our TA? Transition altitude 6,000. ISA deviation, I've already worked that out. So there's the little spreadsheet. You can find it in the link below the video in the description in my hangar. So ISA calculation is 10. Let's get an update on our weather.
Lima, India, Mike, Echo, airport information, Sierra 0920 Zulu, weather, wind 187 at 4, visibility 10,000, sky condition 9,000, 900, scatter temperature 24, 2.12, QNH 1012, advise on initial contact that you have information, Sierra. Lima.
Right, 49 miles for top of descent. Time to sip some more coffee. Ach, idiot. As I clicked back into the sim, I clicked on the freaking mic button. You've got to be careful where you click. That looks like Zurich. That is Zurich right there. Very nice.
That's looking good.
Well guys, I've updated my Zibo checklist. If you want it, go grab it from the link below the video in the description. You can go to my OneDrive, my private hangar, and find it under Explain 11 and Zibo folder. It's not a very big difference between the previous one. I moved one of the topics, the sequence, and then I just fixed the isolation valve for the startup when you use the APU. That's the two changes I made.
Mic off.
Thank you for that.
Mic on.
Sorry, Paul, I missed you there.
Just saying thanks for that update on the checklist.
Okay.
And if Liam is still there, thanks for those suggestions in the chat. I've had a look and it seems alright to me. I fire up Explain with a shortcut and the target is, well, it says start in desktop/Explain 11 and it all looks fine. So I'm still puzzled, but thank you anyway.
Well, when I'm done with the stream, we can use any desk and log into your system and I'll come have a look if you don't mind. If you'll trust me with that, then I can just fix it for you because it's going to be something small.
There's no problem with trust. There's the potential problems with my pride.
Don't worry. We'll keep it between us.
Stop it.
It's why a lot of people never ask for help.
Yeah. But it's silly. Why suffer? You know, I mean, you've got to understand, sometimes people are going to laugh at you, but sometimes they're also going to laugh with you. And being mature is to know the difference. You know, you've got to understand we're all human and nobody's perfect. So that's it. Then you ask. Man, I love the authors here. Look at this. Wow. Yeah, and top of descent is creeping up.
So the seatbelt sign has been switched off.
Tell you what, I can appreciate views like this if I was sitting in the back.
Do you have anything to change the orthos for different seasons of the year at all? I've heard that that's a thing
No,
that some people do.
no, I don't. I don't personally do that. X-Plane, in essence, has not been made to run on seasons. It's not FSX or P3D in that sense. So, yeah, one of the shortcomings. They'll fix it at some point in time, and that's one of the things some of the scenery designers have looked into, and they've given actual season textures for their airports. X-Enviro 10 is now giving snow, you know, so the guys are working on it, whether officially or unofficially as add-ons, but it's got a way to go. It brings us back to the old discussion that, remember, X-Plane has pretty much been a niche little simulator. You know, it's only after X-Plane 10 that people really started paying notice, and not to be funny, but after Zibo, people are really paying notice, right, and paying attention. So what's happened is, for many years, the development of X-Plane has not been at the same pace as some of the other sims and things were not necessary. All of a sudden now you've got an influx of people expecting more, and now things are changing. And I don't think Austin, in his wildest dreams, ever dreamt that X-Plane 11 would be such a great hit amongst the people, because it has skyrocketed in the last couple of months in popularity. You know, I think they were caught largely unaware and unprepared for what actually happened. You know, there's a big need for it. The guys want it, so they've got to pull up their socks.
And Zibo has been a big influence with regards to that.
Well, if you look at the statistics, yeah, it is by far the most used aircraft in the whole of the sim.
Folks from the flight deck, we've started our descent. Should have you on the ground in about 15 minutes. Want to thank you so much for your company and business, and hope to see you again with us sometime very soon.
The emission of X-Vision has made one hell of a difference, Nico.
I know. I'm glad I did it. He must just fix that very dark shadows on the ground still. Then I'm happy. I'm really happy.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, Dougal. No worries, mate. At least you said hello, and I hope you pass through and enjoy the little bit that you see as you pass through. I'm excited to see what the Zibo is going to do with this approach now. If it goes caca and haywire, I will obviously take over, but at this point in time, it's going to be nice. Yeah, Dougal, once the Zibo is in your blood, it's in your blood, my friend. I've also got all the Airbuses, and I mean, obviously my responsibilities towards the Zibo, so I tend to favor it, but I mean, 1 in 50 flights is done with anything else apart from the Zibo, so I had a feeling.
I'm just looking at all those waypoints on the screen there, Nico. It looks like it's so dense it looks like cloud.
Yeah, it does. It does. If you saw the preparation beforehand when we ran through the legs list, it's an RNAV arrival with an RNAV approach, and it is tight. Because of the mountains and the elevation issues there, it's a how do we say this? I don't know if it's going to have the same value in English, but we call it a meneer in Afrikaans. It's a mister. You don't look at this guy and just talk to him. You stand on attention and speak in capital letters when you talk to this guy. It's got to
I get you.
be a difference. Exactly, Dougal. Oh my goodness, Dougal, sorry to hear that. We also almost lost one of our dogs. The guys on stream call them affectionately the Rotties, but they had 2 little toy bombs, and the male just went limp. Cost me 7,000 rand to fix him up. Shame, man. Sorry you couldn't save your one. And sorry to hear about the medical. I hope you can sort that one out, because that's rather important. Right, let's check ATC coverage and all the other nice to haves. Don't see anything online yet. Please stay offline, guys. We almost on the ground. Then I need to see who's coming and going. Nobody, so I have no traffic interfering at this airport. Fantastic. I don't want to be funny, but this looks awesome. Wow.
Nice little ice effect in the corner of the windscreen as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, our day here in South Africa is also kind of nice, I must be honest. Given now that's just water. It's just part of the water particles just condensating there.
I've noticed the circle effect has disappeared as well, Nico.
It's still there, but faint. Much fainter than it used to be, John. I'm loving this. This is awesome. I remember in the old days, FS9, when I started to get into flight simulation and now I need to be careful what I say. I started with flight simulation in 1986 already, so it's not the correct way of saying it. Let me put it this way. When I started to get deep into flight simulation, when it started to become a passion, that's a better way of saying it. I one day flew from Switzerland somewhere, I'll think of the airport, but I landed at Malpensa. And for some reason, I activated real world weather in FS9. So I got it from, I think, Jefferson, loaded it in. And then I had like this rainy IFR flight coming in here. That one flight changed my whole life when I landed here. That from there on, it was like, now I'm a proper flight simmer, not just if and when and, doing it for a little bit. That was like the selling point. That was awesome. So, Paul, as I get closer, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. We don't want all the clutter on the screen anyway, so we're going to zoom in and then make it look better.
Yes, I'm looking forward to this. Hoping I don't jinx anything.
No, you could. That's all just a joke.
Yeah, I know.
Nice one, John. Like that screenshot. Right, so the idea, like we said initially, is we're going to fly basically over the airport, turn right, then get into that nice bunch of turns there. Hakan, have you landed?
No, not yet. Most probably we are going to land together.
Okay.
I follow your streaming. You are almost fine.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be in the air a little while longer. I think about 15 minutes at least if I look at this approach, because there we are at the airport now. Let's see if we can actually spot it, feel it. There we go. There's the airport. So we're turning over the airport and then we're going to follow this RNAV approach and arrival, or arrival then approach, ne? And this is a nice short runway again, so I might land a bit hard just to make sure we get it proper, in case you guys are checking me on my landings. So one of those things. Oops, Google, yeah, it happens. Arc also does that. The only one that does not do it is Bing. So you might want to try Bing or get yourself some other VPN that cloaks your IP address. Only way to bypass a block like that. Google, no, this is FS Enhancer 0.6.2 Alpha that we are testing for and on behalf of FS Enhancer. So and now we've lost them. Don't know what happened to that with the update, but anyway, as long as the Zibo doesn't fall out the sky, I'm happy. There we go, clouds are back. Paul, you've got competition.
Oh, there we go. Yes, it is a competition.
Dougal spoke about the weather and it broke.
And I'm winning.
You for it today if there's two of us on your case, Nico.
Sorry, say again, Paul?
You for it today if there's
Yeah.
two of us jinxing you.
Yeah, Dougal, the development that Enrico has put into these clouds to make them look real is awesome. If you look at real world pictures, and this is what is actually very funny for me, a lot of flight simmers don't seem to know what real clouds look like. Man, and they can fight about how clouds look like, and then you show them a real world picture that looks like this, and they go, ooh, I don't know, you know. So this guy has spent a lot of time trying to match it. And it's not perfect. This is an alpha build, by the way. It's not perfect. But if this is what's coming, we're in for a treat. And one other thing that he's really good at is the multi-layering, you know, to have multi-layers of clouds. It's just awesome.
this.
So it looks a bit better if I'm zoomed in on the Indy now, Paul. You can see there's a lot of points and turns and things there.
Yeah, that's quite complicated, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, when I sit and I think about the mathematics that needs to go into just drawing what we're seeing now, you know, on that Indy, Zibo must be a very clever guy. I mean, this doesn't sit in anybody's pants to do this.
It's interesting that there's quite a dense cluster of waypoints there, and then a sharp left-hand turn, which you might expect to have been smoothed out.
Well, it's all work in progress. Look, we're still in the arrival. From that point where you take the sharp left turn, that's the approach. So, yeah. Dougal, that's been discussed many times, but I don't think it's going to come. It has to come from Laminar's side. It's not the Zibo thing. Remember, this model belongs to Laminar. Zibo's just using it. So unless Laminar brings up pop-ups, it's not going to work. But that's why I've got presets. You know, I use my X camera to zoom in and zoom out, and you know, see what I need to see. So X camera basically substitutes it for me.
Was it that you removed the discontinuity that makes that left-hand
no. This
turn
is
sharp? No.
This is actually. Let me show you. This is the way the charts are drawn. I just want to get this on screen for you. There's the Navigraph. Check. Navigraph does the same. That's how it is.
Okay.
It's an Italian problem. The Italian job didn't go too well, I think.
The guys last night were making comments about that.
Yeah.
I couldn't repeat some of them.
No, rather not on stream.
And don't.
Yeah. So I'm literally just sitting here letting this aircraft do its own thing. You can hear it slow down and revs up and slow down and revs up. I'm just checking it. I want to see what this thing does, because so far I'm impressed. This is really awesome.
I'm on descent, Nico, and I'm not concentrating. All I'm doing is looking at the clouds.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just drinking my coffee every now and then, taking a sip, just enjoying what I see. One of the things that Zibo is really getting good at is to actually adhere to and enforce all the limits, you know, altitude restrictions and stuff. Quite impressed. Quite impressed. I see we had a couple of guys say thank you and be really impressed with this trip of last night. I really appreciate it, guys. Those of you that flew it and so on, I think this was a very good tour.
Yes, I enjoyed it. Just sat on the sidelines, observing air traffic control and whatnot.
Yeah, you don't have to be in it. You know, if any of you guys want to join us on a group flight, you don't have to fly it, guys. You don't have to be on WhatsApp. You can fly it offline, or you can just have a chat on Discord. You know, speak to all the guys here. It's a nice club. It's a nice place to just come and mingle.
But knowing when to keep your mouth shut, quite important with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very, very.
And also knowing how to mute yourself on your ears and your mic, you know, because if somebody does not shut up, you've got to just mute yourself, you know. And it happens not because somebody's being nasty, it just happens, you know. Somebody gets excited and they say something and then you miss your ATC call. And so I missed a few ATC calls, but also then I wasn't feeling all that well. So we've got traffic there. Sure, let me zoom in. A little below us. Who on earth is that? Because there's no call coming from that guy. I don't know who the hell that is. Well, he's descending way faster than us, so we're not being held by one of those restrictions. Right, this time my MCP altitude is basically below minimums, which is going to prevent any blockage of going down. We'll see how far it goes down. I'm thinking, according to the chart, it's going to guide us to about 2,000 feet, and then we're going to have to fly down the rest. So we'll check what happens. Looks like that guy's landing somewhere. Mitchell, I think that's the guy's name. Guy's also coming to land, so I'm thinking he's landing the opposite runway. That's what's happening. He's landing the opposite runway. We'll let him be. He didn't broadcast to my knowledge, so nothing.
Hakan has landed.
Congratulations, Hakan.
Thank you so much. With a very smooth landing. Minus 35 F.
That sounds very soft.
Yeah, that's very soft. Minus 35 is soft. I see the winds are variable at 0.3 knots, so he's well within his rights to land there. I'm obviously doing it a little bit differently, so we'll let him be. We're not going to interfere with each other. What is fascinating is that he is not transmitting anything on Unicom. It is kind of sad because good manners is just good manners. For that matter, I have not said anything on Unicom either because I didn't see any traffic and he just popped up. So I'm also thinking that he didn't really fly online. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I think he just came online shortly a few minutes ago. Anyway, that's his story. Yeah, and Dougal, now the guys are talking about, oh, we want voice on Unicom and all this other nonsense. Nobody uses Unicom. It's terrible anyway. Well, let us not fall in the same trap. Let's see what we can do. Yes, we are on Unicom. There we go, we've done our bit. So we've transmitted our intentions and that's good enough for me. He's definitely landing there. Yeah. Dougal, I'm scared for that because you need a bit of style and class to use Unicom properly. Any public facility for that matter. And the large gross amount of guys that I know on VATSIM are not particularly worried whether they scratching their nose or in their bum when they're online. You know, it's a mess. So I've got a bit of a problem now. I need to check and see the altitudes here. There's 6,000. Okay, now it's going to take us down. Alright, it will take us down. Just getting worried a bit there. If it doesn't, we do a go around and then manually intervene. Pilot Edge. I used to like to fly on Pilot Edge, but the time difference between the US and South Africa was what killed it. So I said to Keith, one day I'll come back, but you know, we separated in very good terms at that point in time. So I'm not worried. One day I'll go back, but I can't sit and fly through the night. And they actually extended their operating hours. So I think it is better now, but one day. We've got VATSIM and Orio currently, so it's good enough for me. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just slow down a bit. I'm actually going to go to flaps 5. So we can assist VNAV there and also slow down obviously to assist our own little minds to keep up with the challenge that's coming. There you go. It's not that controversial. I've said it many times as a staff member as well. It's also not just the age, it's about having an entry-level exam to allow you to fly online, where you actually test the guys to see if they actually are capable of handling it. Because it doesn't matter how old you are, if you don't understand that you need to file a flight plan, if you don't understand using Unicom, if you don't understand how to determine which runway is active and you go and rely on an external factor, you're an idiot. I mean, plain and simple like that. So for me, the ideal would be to have an entrance exam and say to the guys, listen, you need to know this, and this. Make it 5 or 6 points. And you say, right, now, go learn it, come back, write the exam, do the practical, get your ticket, and then you go fly. Because until such time, I mean, I've known old guys who just, you know, thought it was a party and didn't care for the rules either. An entrance exam is a better way for me to go.
Agreed.
Yeah. Hello, Phil. No worries. You can do that. Ooh, yeah, that's a lot. Dougal, no. I actually don't watch a lot of his streams. I go there every now and then. But I don't really spend much time there, to be honest. Right, there's the runway in front of us, so time to get ready. Ooh, did I broadcast that? No, I didn't. Just get my intentions out there. There we go. Yeah, it's very nice.
2500.
Speed brake on, auto brake on. Let's check our lights. All the lights are good. Ignition. Oh, that one's gone too far. Right, we're basically ready. Right, now we need to see when we stop descending, because this is important. It's going to drop us, I think, at 2000. Then we need to take over, so... Right. Flaps 30, ready for landing.
I'm not far behind you, Nico.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. It's actually going past. I'm impressed. It's 8 minimums. It's going down. It's going down. Ooh, this is awesome.
1,000 feet stabilized, Mr. Bergamo 27.
Ah, this is lovely. There's no vertical guidance, but I just want to see how far it takes us.
Approaching 10.
500.
Oh well, that's good enough for me.
300. 200.
Think rate. Think rate.
100.
Think rate. Think rate.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Oh, that wasn't too bad. That was actually fun.
3,000.
Good
Thank
shot there,
you.
Captain.
Remaining.
Thank you, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Hakan.
Then I got to go. I wish a very good weekend to all. Thank you very much for this beautiful stream.
Thanks, Hakan.
I simultaneously watched two landing. Very nice.
All right, thank you so much, and have a nice weekend too, Hakan.
Thanks a lot.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Right, so we've done some of the cleanup. Let's just finish the rest of the cleanup there. Weather, terrain. Okay, Dougal, enjoy. Good luck. You too, buddy, you too. I'll probably do another stream in a couple of minutes, guys, but I seriously need to just get some medication and just rest a little while, and then I'm gonna go do the route onto Palma de Mallorca, which was part of this tour, and then I'll stream that for you guys as well. If you want to join me, you're welcome. Hey, I'm Danny. I'm still playing catch up. I'm Danny. That's part of your scenery. It's an add-on scenery effect. I don't get it. You either have it with the scenery or you don't. That marshaller needs to be programmed by the scenery designer. Yeah, this is Payware. It's ground handling deluxe from Jar Design. And this isn't the max, by the way, guys. This is just the livery. Whoever made this livery thought it was funny to put the 737 max on there. But as you could clearly see, it's not the max. He just changed the engines and put that on there, so made it look cool. Okay, well, that's about it from me for this stream then, guys. Thank you so much for joining, and if you wish, you can come back a little later and we'll continue.
Catch you later on. Thank you.
Excellent. Bye bye.